Do you often find yourself caught up in these mental loops, as if your mind is playing tricks on you all the time to try to get you back into an anxious state? Do you find yourself always reverting towards catastrophic thinking, such as what if thoughts and the worst possible scenarios? Well, friends, today what I want to do is I want to dive deep into the roots of what's taking place with your mental health. So let's dive in. Welcome, friends, to another important video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs, click here at any point in the video. As we dive deep into an enormous topic, we're talking about ideas that cross our mind. We're talking about thoughts. We're talking about patterns, ways of thinking about things. We're talking about ways of perceiving what's going on in the present moment and what's going to happen in the future. I want to guide you towards a new understanding when it comes to these kinds of thoughts that create anxiety in your life. Because up to now, you always thought that you created these thoughts, these scenarios in your mind. But in truth, I want to share with you what's really going on at a deeper level, okay? You don't create your thoughts, my friends. You receive them based on your mind's frequency. Now, this can be a game changer for you, and I want to dive deeper into this key insight. If your thoughts are negative, it's because your mind is tuned to that level of frequency. And you can change that by shifting to a different frequency. It's kind of like imagining that your mind is a radio and you are tuned in to a certain station and you hear only the corresponding frequencies and thoughts connected to that station. So for a very long time, you suffering from anxiety said, these are my thoughts. These are things that I'm creating. These are my ideas. In truth, you have been aligned with a certain frequency connected to your default emotional state. So if you go about your day defaulting to a particular emotional state, let's say anger, right? And anger has been suppressed within you based on what took place in your life years before, and you're going about your day with that suppressed level of anger within you, then your thoughts will be of the tune of irritability towards other people and the way they do things. You're going to find yourself looking to control other people's lives because, again, you are attuned to the frequency of anger. Therefore, you are receiving these kinds of thoughts, right? And the same thing goes for fear. The same thing goes for apathy. And the same thing goes for the positives as well. We're talking about things like gratitude, we're talking about joy, we're talking about peace, we're talking about these sorts of emotional states as well. When a person is attuned to the frequency that is more positive, then the ideas that they receive are also in line with that emotional state. Now, I want you to start writing these more than anxiety moments down, because this is a game changer, my friends. For a very long time, you were grappling, playing this tug of war with thoughts, when in truth, what was really going on was you were attuned to a certain frequency, and therefore you were receiving these kinds of thoughts. So as you can see, your recovery and healing doesn't have to take decades, right? All we have to do is begin to attune to a new frequency, therefore receive new ideas and perceptions. This is huge, right? And when we approach our healing from this perspective, everything starts to change. But I know what you're asking, Dennis. How can I align myself to this frequency and therefore receive different kinds of ideas, thoughts, and perceptions? Let's dive into that, because I've got 3 ways, okay? So we want to realign. We want to move from this place to this place, right? Realign with inner peace and safety and move away from irrational fear, okay? So the first thing I want to recommend for you is simply this: to pay very close attention to the emotional charge behind certain thoughts. Because if you've got a high degree of emotional charge based around an idea that just popped in your mind, then you will stay in that particular fear-centered frequency. But if you get a thought related to, I have abundance, I have a healthy body, I'm proud of myself, and you sit there and you go, I really am feeling, I feel this thought, right? And you're becoming emotionally invested in that new thought, and you are acting upon it, and you are speaking about it. Now you are slowly shifting from the old frequency to the new one, right? So as you go about your day, our goal here is to lessen the emotional charge around thoughts that no longer serve us, and raise the emotional charge around thoughts that do. For example, if I said, okay, Joe, okay, Mary, you are already healed. And you're going, Dennis, no, I'm not, right? No, you are already healed. Now, adopt that for a moment. The fact that you are already healed from the thing that you want to be healed from, and feel into what that's like. What is it like to already be healed, right? And now you probably got a bit of a smile on your face and looking forward to things rather than dreading them. All sorts of things start to change when you recognize your emotional charge behind all of these thoughts. Okay, very, very key point. Second point is I want you to start taking 10 minutes each day. At any point in the day, take 10 minutes each day to become reacquainted with the feelings of gratitude. Okay, so reacquainted with it, because when you have anxiety, you know, all of these other emotions, all of these other feelings, they're so far in the distant, because everything that's right up in our face is, how can I protect from having this? How can I protect from that disease? How can I protect from that worst thing happening to me, my family, this and that, right? It's always here, and gratitude's now, you can't even see it. It's so far away. So I want you to deliberately, consciously become reacquainted, right, with the feelings of gratitude, okay? You're not going to be very good at this at first, but if you could feel very grateful for your body and all its functions, what would that feel like, right? So I want you to sit or go for a walk, it doesn't matter, and just feel into that level of gratitude. Become more reacquainted with that feeling so that it can affect even the structure of your cells, your joints, your organs, your muscles, everything in your body, right? Thirdly, I want you to start shifting your focus from what you don't have and what could go wrong to what you do have and what could go right instead. And I want you to do this often throughout each and every day. So instead of you going there, I want you to go there, okay? What's going right in my life? Well, I have a wonderful support system. I have my physical health, even though my mind keeps playing tricks with me, right? I have a roof over my head, that's nice, right? I've got food in my belly. So now the feelings of gratitude are overtaking the feelings of fear and what could go wrong, okay? So you're focused more on what you have and what could go right instead. Now, if you implement these 3 realignment techniques consistently for the next few weeks, I promise you that your alignment is going to change. Currently, you may be aligned with the ego-centered prison, right? I know what that's like, living in a bubble of fear. Soon, you're going to be aligned at a different frequency. And I know that word frequency can scare people off a little bit. It's kind of woo-woo and spiritual and all that sort of stuff. But I want you to put that aside, okay? Tune into the way I explained it in relation to a radio, right? The mind as a radio. And as long as you understand that, it's going to be easy. It's kind of like turning the channel, right? From one channel to the other, okay? So will you commit to these realignment steps? I want you to comment below and let me know, because I want to know deep down who's really committed, okay? And if you watch this video until the end, comment as well. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and remember that you are more than anxiety. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.